Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's your boy Jay. I'm here to say that I got another story time today. Now, today's story time pretty interesting and it's pretty crazy story time. It's about the time where my girlfriend got jumped. So yeah, so this story time takes place back when I was 14. Yeah, an age you don't often hear, but I was 14 years old, and I had a girlfriend at the time. We'll call her Kelly. And Kelly, she was, I'm not gonna lie, she was one of them like weird girls. And when I mean that, I don't mean like weird as in like, demonetizable weird. I mean like, she was weird as in like, she did things that normal girls wouldn't do. Now, one of these things that she would do is like, one, right? Like, she basically, it's very hard to explain how she was. But she was basically the girl that like didn't really care what anybody else thought, and because of that, a lot of the other girls envied her and would make fun of things that she would do. Prime example, she would watch anime, she'd dye her hair often and stuff like that, and like paint her nails black and just experiment with herself. Pause, not like that. And the girls just didn't like the fact that like she was open and free about this stuff. Like, she'd tell people, and it wouldn't be like a shy like, oh, don't laugh at me. It'd just be, yeah, I do this. And so yeah, and because of that, I really liked her for that, because she was brave enough that like, even if the girls didn't like her, which like, to be honest, literally nobody, like none of the girls that were in the school liked her. Like, they didn't like her at all, like in her school, because she went to a different school than me. So one day we're hanging out, right? And she was like, hey, I'm about to go to this after school program, but after the after school program, you should like stay outside the school and, walk me home or whatever. So I'm like, all right, like, chance to see my girl. Haven't seen her in a while. So I'm like, cool, let's do it. So that's what we do. I wait outside after school, and the after school program ends, and she's like comes outside, and I'm like, yeah, like, what's up? And she's like, nothing much. How about you? And I'm like, we get the small talking or whatever. And as we're small talking, I remember that it was like this group of girls came out. You could tell they were like them popular like girls. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they're like the type of girls where like they're really popular, and because they're really popular, they expect everyone to just like bow down and lick their feet and stuff like that. And yeah, but like I said, my girl wasn't going for that. She wasn't going to be like the other girls where they were just gonna follow any popular trend that the popular girls were doing. And because of that, they really didn't like her, like deeply didn't like her. Like, they had beef. Like, so they come out and they're like, oh, look at her little boyfriend, like, ugh. And one of the girls was like, yeah, like he, ugh. And I'm just sitting there, because I'm not gonna lie, like, ever since I was like 10 years old, I've heard a lot of people say things, not even just 10 years old, like 6 years old. I've heard a lot of people say things, and it's to the point now where it's like, you say something and it'll completely fly over my head until like I get home and be like, wow, like that was kind of mean, but I don't care. So they saying that, I'm really not paying them no mind. We get to walking, and one of the girls decided like they was gonna throw their Arizona bottle at them. So they throw their Arizona bottle at us, and my girl, she like, I don't know how she had these type of senses, but she literally just like fling the Arizona bottle away, like literally, like it was coming to us, and she just like one hand just smacked it away. So I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like that was kind of tough, like that was kind of cool. Like, I wasn't even focused on the fact that an Arizona bottle just got thrown at me. It was just, wow, that's kind of cool, like how'd she do that? And she was like, oh, because like I seen it coming, blah blah blah. And she was like, yo, stop throwing stuff at us. And they was like, oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And she got ready to throw another one. And my girl, this was like one of the most savage girls I've ever went out with. She straight up picked up this like rock. And it wasn't even like one of them small, like light rocks. No, it was like one of them uneven, like you get hit by this, you might start bleeding type rocks. She picked it up and just threw it hard at like one of the girls, and it hit their book bag. And I guess it was nothing in her book bag, because she was like, ow, my back. And like, I was like, oh no, like she did that. Now they gonna fight, blah, blah, blah. And so she was like, that's what I'm gonna do. Now stop throwing stuff. And they was like, we're not like, they basically was not having that. They was like, oh, no, come here, say that to my face, say that to my face. And one thing about this girl, she never backed down from anything. Like, anybody wanted smoke, she'll give it to you instantly. Like, so she was just like, oh really? And she walked up and she was just like, so what I said was, y'all not gonna be throwing stuff at us, or else I'm gonna throw things back at you. And like, they wasn't having it. One of them snapped, like grabbed my girl's hair and like tried to like pull her, and my girl straight uppercutted her. She fell to her, like she fell like on her back. And then the other girls, they just started like hitting her, and I ran over because I'm like, no, I'm not about to let them jump my girl. So I'm sitting there like running over, and I'm not gonna lie, like she was putting up a real good fight, but nobody's Superman, okay? Like, you can't face 4 people and expect to win. So eventually, her stamina start running out, and they just start like humbling her, and she hit the ground, like my girl hits the ground. So I run over, and I'm like, no, you know, I'm trying to like high key pull the girls off of her and like protect her and stuff like that. And it was just not working. Like, come on, I'm one person. Like, I'm not He-Man either. Like, I can't face 4 people. So I'm sitting there. Basically, it was like, I almost felt like one of the administrators when it's like a group fight. Because like you pull one person off and then the other person start getting hits and then you got to pull them off and blah, blah, blah. And basically, one of the administrators wound up coming out with security. They broke the fight up. My girl had to go to the office. She actually wound up getting suspended for 2 days. While like only like, I think it was like 3 out of the 4 girls got detentions. But my girl got suspended because she threw a rock and it can, you know, greatly damage them and blah, blah, blah. Even though, I mean, they literally just jumped her, but okay. And yeah, so that's the story time. There's really no moral to this story. My girl was okay at the end, and we kind of laughed it off. We actually talked about it like very recently. Like, she's my ex now, but like we talked about it very recently, and it was funny. It was funny. But I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Whoop!